Just because winter is over, snowpack and the lack of it are still conversation topics this spring.
90 degrees in March is very scary for our water supply.
The Aurora Water Policy Committee met Wednesday to talk about the state of water this year. Reservoir storage is at 58% capacity.
We're not in a good situation.
The department is planning on strict Stage 1 water restrictions once council approves. Water users will be limited to turning on their sprinklers 2 times a week. Anything more, and the city will issue a warning before fines up to $1,000.
We'll have the communication, but if people are not responsive and don't adjust, they will be fined.
Up north, the town of Erie is asking all residents, businesses, and HOAs to stop using their sprinklers. The town says they can't be turned on before April 4th.
The water system cannot handle the high levels of water being taken out during this winter season.
The town says it will turn off water taps for people who don't comply.
We do not receive enough water from Northern Water during the winter season to handle this level of water use.
Denver Water intends to enact Stage 1 drought restrictions this week. The Board of Water Commissioners are set to meet Wednesday, and restrictions will likely go into effect that same day. The department is asking people to refrain from turning on their sprinklers before the start of water season, usually beginning in May.
It'll be tempting with the warm weather. Please do not turn on your irrigation system.
Cities and towns across Colorado share water resources. Water managers hope to secure current and future access with these restrictions. If Aurora City Council approves the water restrictions, they could go into effect April 7th. Aurora Water added at the committee meeting that if restrictions are not followed, the city could enter Stage 2 restrictions by the end of the year. Janelle Finch, 9 News.
Thank you so much, Janelle. This is a look over Golden from Lookout Mountain. If you were out there yesterday, we know it's a beautiful day, a little bit cooler today. Thankfully, you can see some of the green returning to the hillside there, even though we haven't had a ton of precipitation. We're still hoping for that, Jaden.
We are still hoping for some precipitation. We could possibly see some isolated showers for our northern mountains, but we're going to break that down for you here shortly. So far, though, looking outside at Lookout Mountain, I mean, boy, this is really what it's looked like throughout the entire winter months. Just dry, no snow, no precipitation like we just mentioned. And, of course, these record-breaking temperatures that we've been seeing over the last couple of days. It felt really nice today, though, a break from that heat. We did see a weak front early on this morning. Temperatures topping off in the low 60s, 61 degrees currently at the airport, as well as 63 at Central Park. Temperatures across the entire state, noticing the upper 50s for the eastern plains. Still pretty warm across the high country. We are seeing the 60s and 70s, and then also the upper 70s for the western slope. Satellite and radar, really not much going on. All the precipitation is towards the east coast right now, but as I mentioned, we do have a slight chance of seeing some isolated showers for our northern mountains. Here's what we can expect over the next couple of hours. Temperatures only decreasing to the upper 40s. That's well above average for this time of year for overnight lows, but the next 3 days, of course, that heat quickly returns, especially as we head into Wednesday. The upper 80s, possibly our first 90-degree day. We'll talk more in detail about that later on in the show. Angelina?
Thanks so much, Jaden. The fire burning in Fort Carson doubled in size overnight and is still 0% contained. According to the Colorado Emergency Management, the fire is now burning more than 4,500 acres. They posted this picture of the fire this morning showing just how bright it is. You can see it in the sky. Evacuation orders are still in place and Highway 115 remains closed. The Fremont County Sheriff's Office says there is no estimated timeline for reopening. The district attorney's office now in Douglas County says the Castle Rock man who was on the run after he was convicted of sexually abusing a child was detained in New Mexico. Jorge Campos was found guilty Friday on 5 counts of sexual assault of a child between 2021 and 2023, but he skipped court and cut off his ankle monitor before going on the run. The DA's office says a viewer in New Mexico saw Denver News and recognized Campos as he was getting on the bus headed for Mexico. He was arrested near the border. Campos faces mandatory prison time. The resolution proposing a new contract for automatic license plate reading system with Axon will be considered at Denver City Council for the first time tomorrow. The new contract would cut the number of license plate reading cameras in the city by more than half. The mayor's office says tracking data will be stored on a super secure network, and Axon doesn't have a national sharing function like Flock does. And therefore, they say the federal government cannot gain access to that data. But several council members say their concerns go beyond the vendor. A rep for the mayor's office explained the city will be strategic for placing those cameras.
It's going to be based on violent crime, it's going to be based on motor vehicle theft, and it's going to be based on serious auto crashes. And then there's going to be a presumption towards not having these cameras on neighborhood streets.
City Council will host a special 1-hour courtesy public hearing on the matter during the 5:30 p.m. session. If you want to speak or submit a written testimony, you can do so until 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. After more than a decade leading the Archdiocese of Denver, Archbishop Samuel Aquila led his last Mass before retiring. People gathered at the Light of the World Parish in Littleton to say goodbye to Aquila after more than a decade of service. After 49 years as a priest and 14 years as Archbishop, he requested to retire in February. Aquila's official last day is Wednesday. Bishop James Gulka from Colorado Springs will take over. Today is a somber day in Boulder and across Colorado. It marks 5 years since a gunman opened fire at the Table Mesa King Soopers, killing 10 people, including an officer who rushed in to stop it. Tonight, the Boulder community came together for a day of remembrance and honoring the people who were killed, including parents, community members, shoppers, and workers. As we do every single year, we pause to remember the 10 lives lost and promise to never forget their names.